I just want to do another video, and I got a question a lot about the costs, of this cabin, and how much money does it take to really do something like this, and I'm gonna try and answer it, the best I can, and I just want people to know this didn't happen overnight. It took a long time to do this, and it's really starting to snow pretty hard out here, and I'm gonna go inside where it's warm, and I'll break down all the numbers for you and stuff, so you get a better understanding. Okay, we're back inside where it's warm and dry, and you can see that new window I put in there at the table. It lets a whole lot more light come in. Plus, you got a really nice view there. And I'll walk over here and show you. And you can see right down there the pond, which is froze over with snow laying on top of the ice. And I went ahead and made some coffee this morning, because I almost got to have coffee to even function during the day, but I made some here on the stove. Back in 2006, I decided to have a contractor frame this cabin up, and he did mostly all the rough framing, and with the help from friends and family, we did most of the other work inside and some of the work outside. I still have the estimate from back then. And another thing I want to point out, this included everything, and that's his labor, and he actually, he stuck with this price, and I'm really pleased with his, his craftsmanship work, and I think he really did a good job. It wasn't halfway done. And also, here's a picture I found. Now, this is right after the cabin was built, and you can see a lot has changed since then. And also, I have my solar. I kept all my receipts, because you want to do this when you're putting your own solar system in. And you see, here's the total. It's a little over $6,000, and that was the complete solar system. I really didn't spend this much, because I put this towards your at the end of the year on your taxes, and it's an energy credit, and it actually pays up to 30%. So I was just looking here at my my form, and actually they paid me, they will refund me $1,900 and some dollars, and so actually I only paid around $4,400 for my solar system, and and I think that's a really good deal. Because this system for $4,400 some dollars, it's really going to pay for itself, I believe, within anywhere from, I think it's going to be over 3 to 5 years. Okay, from my computer here, I can actually see how much power I have coming in to my solar system. And right now you see I'm bringing in just under 140 watts of power. And I'm sure the panels have a lot of snow on them yet. And the sun's just now coming out here this morning. And I'm sure a lot of the snow, will melt off. But you can see you see the state of charge there, it's 92%. But it's more actually probably close to 93%. I don't know why it's always like 1% off from my Magnum meter from the door, but I also have internet up here, and how I did that was I went through AT&T, since I have service with them, and up here the service, it's really good, and the speeds are fast. I'm really surprised by it, and you can actually stream movies and stuff, and it works flawless, and that's one good thing. You always got to check out, your wireless communications and stuff. You can get by with that kind of stuff, but it's nice to have. This temperature gauge is next to the stove, but it says 87 and 28 outside, so you gotta love wood heat. And you can see, I got satellite TV up here. And that's just a small 32-inch TV, and I don't really watch too much TV, just mostly at nighttime. And you see, these windows, they let plenty of light in. And also, I have a loft upstairs, and it's, I think, 10 foot long. It's got 2 twin beds upstairs. And in the corners, I got a full, bath with the shower. I got a shower and a sink and stuff, and it's all got, it's got water running into it. I got an underground water tank outside, so it's just like, you find in your house. Just want to show you the stonework outside here, and this was done later, and of course I did all this with my own money, so all this don't happen overnight, and it just takes time. And I got the stone goes all the way around the cabin, and this was probably, you know, one of the most expensive things up here, and this was a little over $7,000 for this, get this stonework done. And I boxed it all in, and then I had some other guys, which they're masons, they did the stonework for me, and I could not, you know, I couldn't do something like this. But it was a lot of work, and they told me it's actually one of their larger, you know, stone jobs that he did. And he said it's a shame nobody up here will see it. Of course, I'm sharing with you guys, so I guess, you know, somebody will see it now. But and one thing I like about boxing it in now, it stays a lot warmer, you know, in the cabin. Plus, I don't have to worry about my water lines freezing. And there's the big stone chimney. And oh yeah, the solar panels, you can see the sun, that little bit of sunlight we had, it's already melted off, some of it. There is a spring on this property, and the way I fill my water tank up, I have one right on this hill, and I was kind of lucky to have this ridge here, so, you know, it's gravity fed down to my water pump inside the cabin. So I just, you know, fill it up, and I take it up there and pour it in. I mean, it'd be nice to have a water line run right to my spring, but it's just a long ways to run, you know, a line, and you have to have a pretty good pump. But I'm thinking about putting a bigger water tank in the ground, so that way I might even have to fill it up maybe once a month. And one thing I like about this water system is, say if you didn't even have water, you know, as long as you have a way to haul it into your place, it will still work. Up here on the mountain, I've seen several bears, and right here you can see there's a paw print right there on the door. And I'm not sure what he was after, because I don't keep no feed or nothing in this building. I went in and got my ATV out, and I thought it'd be a good day to go for a ride. And I'm going to take it all the way up the top of that. There's a rock cliff that runs in behind this cabin, and it's actually a couple-mile trip. Okay, I made it to the top of the mountain here, and you can see you got a really nice view today. And you can see for a long ways. And this place is really rocky right in here. Back in the spring, I recently bought this John Deere subcompact tractor, and it's got a backhoe with it, and it's in really good shape. And that's one of the reasons I got it. And I didn't want to spend the money on a brand new one up here. And I'm really impressed with, you know, what work you can do with this machine. And my neighbor, which he's probably up in the he's probably 70-some years old, and he told me his dad used to cut timber in here, and they had a horse stable right behind my cabin. And when I was back here digging around by this tree here, I found a horseshoe, which I thought, you know, was actually pretty neat, so I decided to hang there inside the cabin by the door. And you can see it looks a whole lot better in here, and I mean, this used to be all rocks in here. I know a lot of people think, you know, if you're off the grid, you don't have, like, no electricity, you know, none of the modern convenience you find at home. But that's really not true. And there's always ways, you know, you can work around it. And plus, you don't have the, you know, the bills and the stress, you know, worrying about paying them every month. Okay, I have the numbers broke down here to give you a better idea of what everything costs. And you can see I'm just under $30,000, and that includes everything. You know, that's the water system, and, you know, and finishing the inside of the cabin. You know, that excludes, you know, the property, but you can see, I mean, you don't have to be rich to do this. And, you know, some people say, oh, you got to have lots of money and all this. You know, you don't. I mean, if you're willing to work for it, you could really achieve this, and it's not that far out of your reach. Because I know a lot of people spend way more than that just on a vehicle, which, you know, that's always going to keep depreciating in value. But, you know, I know materials are going to, you know, keep going up, and this is over a 10-year span. So, I mean, I'm sure you can't even do that now, you know, because, you know, your lumber and everything it's just like everything just keeps going up every year. But if you got any questions or comments, just message me below, and I'll try and get back with you. And I hope you found this, you know, this video informative.